I heard a song called Bloody Valentine by Machine Gun Kelly. I've always loved Tori Amos and I've loved Trent Reznor. But I'd love to do something to do with music. Yeah, because I've never played a musician. I absolutely loved this play called Yama. Yeah. Fashion for me has never been about other people really, or like I dress up and do my hair for myself at home and I wear my perfume for myself.
Thank you so much, Shruti, for making time for India podcast listeners and viewers. It's a delight to have you with us on the show.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Shruti, I would like to begin asking you, how has the lockdown been for you? I mean, it has been quite difficult for most of us. They're staying home and not finding the right way to be productive, but you seem to be pretty productive now. So what has been your lockdown experience?
I mean, it hasn't been easy, but I've used this as the time to really reconnect with myself and to, be as productive in a way that I'm not influenced by other people's energies, because we don't realize it, but a lot of the times we also get like bad juju from people, and it kind of starts rubbing off. So I think I've had this much time just with my own energies to reflect. So I've tried to make that productive. But I mean, it's not easy. It's been over 100 days where I've been completely on my own. So like I could use a hug, to put it simply.
Tell us more, Shruti, about Edge particularly. This is something you've created during the lockdown space. So that's again a very unique thing to do, to say so. And also, what really is the purpose and message of this track that you've come out with? Could you just lead us to know more about it?
So Edge is basically a song that I wrote in lockdown. I was writing a whole bunch of other stuff and revisiting older stuff, but Edge is something that kind of just happened very naturally. Like, I think sometimes songs just write themselves, and I think Edge was one of them. Edge is about finding that balance between everything isn't black and white, everything pristine isn't necessarily pure, everything destructive isn't necessarily dangerous. And for the kind of love I have for myself and the kind of love I want to feel with somebody else, it has to have elements of, whether it's myself or the people around me or society, you need to break things down in order to build something new. So that's really the sort of core, I would say, I don't like the word message, core emotion in the song. Yeah.
Maybe it's too much, maybe it's too late, maybe it's too tough to lose that other piece of you, to that other piece of me. Maybe it's a beautiful mess. Take me to the edge of whatever this is. Maybe it's a violent please. I just wanna break myself into pieces. Take me to the edge. Oh, take me to the edge. Oh.
Is it like giving out a strong understanding that, okay, whatever is conventional is not conventional, whatever is, you cannot have a complete understanding, this is right and this is wrong, black and white, but a gray area? Are you trying to walk that space there with the song track coming out? Is that what we understand?
I think that's just where I naturally exist as a person. I don't judge people on black and white. I mean, I've made it a point not to judge in general, because I think that's a habit that we all lean on very conveniently. It's like easy to judge and critique others. And when it comes to ourselves, we're like probably more lenient than we should be. We don't have enough critical thought about ourselves to improve. So I feel that is a natural space in which I walk on an everyday basis.
Quite interesting, because we have known you. You've been quite frank and bold, a person who has always been very vocal. What comes to my mind here is, have you find it difficult in your career as an artist to emotionally vocalize yourself? Or it's not something very easy in that space, especially the industry where you're working in. You have to be a little different to be taken too seriously.
Well, I think the most important thing as an artist is to be vocal in your thought and your intention. And that's what changes changes people's perceptions. That's what people relate to. You know, I think we have enough artifice, and you don't need one more person giving you like another false bag of food, you know. So what happens with the music, especially this kind of music that I'm writing, is I have control. I have creative control over the narrative, which I don't have as much with dialogues written by somebody else and scene directed by somebody else and a script written by somebody else. I can only do justice to that character, which isn't me. This is autobiographical. This is my life, and it therefore has to be authentic if I stand for anything as a person. Yeah.
It more reflects the personality that Shruti is. We would be able to connect to who you are as a person. To
I hope people can connect to themselves more than me. You know, if I can move someone within themselves, that means I've done something right. If somebody looks at it and has even a strong reaction to why is she being that way, then I've moved something. Or somebody says, oh, I love that she's that way and I feel that way. That's an achievement too.
Shruti, while making this, how difficult was it? Because in terms of technically getting everything ready, you've prepared it during the lockdown. So certainly you're not having all the technical assistance that you would otherwise have. So how difficult is it?
So I have a small recording setup that I got only like later on, because when I was in Bombay at first, I'm in Hyderabad now, in Mumbai at first, the lockdown was like proper, like it was everywhere else. So there wasn't any way, but a friend of mine, Jay, who's a drummer, actually managed to get someone to come deliver equipment to me, which was like heaven sent. I wrote the song on the piano, like I write all my songs in scratch on piano first. And then I started working with my guitar player as well as he produces, called Karan. And we kind of then recorded the song. So I'd written the whole song out. And then we decided to keep it really stripped back in its emotion. Because to me, this whole experience of lockdown feels very intimate with myself. I had to remove so many layers of my perceived overlays and personality, because when you're alone for this long, when the world is going through something like this, when you're seeing people have not as much as you, it kind of starts putting things in perspective. And so we wanted it to be really stripped back. So we started working. I sent him the vocals. I recorded the piano out. He put the guitars on. And it was all done in a matter of less than a week. And then it came down to shooting the video myself, which was really the tricky part. So in lockdown, I've done photo shoots with myself. But I didn't realize how absolutely intense it was going to be for me to like have like the track playing and the camera, and then I completely lost my sense of balance by the end of it.
You quite learned a lot more skills. Now you're not just someone who's prepared the song or written it down, but you've done your own shoots, you've done your own direction. So we can say Shruti has made this single solo, directed, written, and everything. Like you have played all the roles together.
Well, again, on the video, I had someone called Siddhi work on it, Siddhi Patel, who edited it together. I basically sent her hours of footage, like unedited, me just doing stuff with the camera. So I really pity her work. I mean, I pity her state in life the most, because she got like this giant WeTransfer file, and I was like, let's make this something, you know? Yeah.
But was that fun? Was that fun? Did you enjoy the whole thing, or it got you more anxious throughout?
Oh, no. I mean, it's just been creatively so fulfilling and satisfying.
Oh, really?
And like I said, to be able to control the narrative, it just like, that's the thing that really, you know, turned me on.
Somewhere lockdown has played positive for Shruti. We can say that, right?
Yeah, for sure.
But Shruti, you've worn a lot of hats in your career. We have seen you grow. We have seen you come. We relate to you as a singer, as a pop star, as an artist, as a pretty lady there performing her characters pretty well, and a separate identity, not just known only because you are a daughter of Mr. Kamal Haasan. You know, that's already a big name there, legendary name there. So what is that one, what has been your inspiration, if I can put it very basic and simple way, as we are into voices that inspire us, and you're one inspiration for us. So what is that inspiration that drove you so far throughout your journey and various roles that you've been playing?
I think it's just wanting to express myself, and as it's really simple, it's just wanting to express myself. It goes back to that feeling of when you're in school and you want to get up on stage on annual day. I've enjoyed the feeling of connecting through people through artistic expression. I think that was an inspiration, that you don't have to be limited in what you want for yourself.
Okay, Shruti, so before we go to a very quick fun segment of rapid fire, one question I've been having is, what's with the name of the track Edge? What really had given this name to the whole track that you've come up with? Is there a purpose that has been thought through? Like, why Edge? What's the reason there?
I think there's an edge inside of all of us, like a tipping point that determines the choices we make, the kind of person we are. How far are we willing to push the edge? One of my favorite authors is Neil Gaiman, and he said this beautiful thing that sometimes when you fall, you fly, and that happens only after the edge. So it's about going to that limit within yourself, metaphorically, emotionally. It's not this dramatic Mountain Dew commercial. These edges inside of ourselves are very, very silent, and they're very, very exhilarating inside of ourselves to go to that edge.
One quick rapid fire with you I would like to take.
Sure.
Can you tell us your favorite song or track that comes to or plays in your mind right now? Maybe what's been the most humming? Is it the track you are working on?
Oh my God, like right now? Oh my God. I can't just pick. Yay. I don't know. I heard a song called Bloody Valentine by Machine Gun Kelly this morning, which I liked.
The next question is your favorite pop star, or the favorite pop star you have been quite looking forward to, inspired by all your life.
I've always loved Tori Amos, and I've loved Trent Reznor.
And the last question there is your favorite play. I think you quite like theatrical play or drama. So is there any particular pick that this has been my favorite for long? Or?
I absolutely loved this play called Yama. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Shruti. We wish you all the best for the track.
Thank you so much.